Hi, my name is Martin. Welcome to my channel. I want to come up with a new theory about how they built Khufu's pyramid. And afterwards you will think, of course, why hasn't anyone discovered it before, when it's so straightforward? The most logical thing is that Khufu first built a step pyramid, from the bottom up, step by step. At the same time he built the inner chambers. Only in the last phase did they put the casing stones on. The details of how they did it, I will get into later. Now we move on to the next part of my theory. Khufu built the pyramid without the use of many ramps, but with simple lifting technology, which Khufu got improved over time. Khufu has used two different lifting techniques, one for the smaller stones, of which over 80% of the pyramid is built of approximate 2 to 3 tons, and another for the very heavy stones of up to 80 tons. Here we are up against history and science, which says that lifting technology first came 2,000 years later with the Greeks. But another thing I have particularly noticed is their weighing scale. It is also a kind of lifting method. The depicted scale from Egypt are in most cases associated with a ritual. What I can see out of that ritual is those known to the law of gravity, the lever principle, and the center of gravity. The scale is also an important calculating tool, and they were able to calculate and write. But it's true that you don't see them lifting heavy stones or any kind of simple crane. It's only me who sees cranes everywhere at all major constructions in ancient Egypt. How? I will reveal to you in a moment. If we're going to try to put together some kind of crane for Khufu based on the knowledge we now know they had, it must be made on the same principle as a scale. A kind of oversized scale. It's the simplest crane you can make. We just assume right now that the crane must be approximate 6 meters high and have a cross wooden beam of 12 meters. We now hang a 3-ton stone on the beam. Then we need a ballast for the other end. There are also a number of options here. I think the most logical thing is that people have been used as ballast because they themselves could climb up and down as needed. It's quite smart to have a ballast that can move itself. Now we only need a vertical pole or pillar of 6 meters, which must be able to handle a load of more than 6 tons. It must probably be made of stone. Here I see two possibilities. The first is an obelisk.
Of all, an obelisk is a stone pillar, typically having a square or rectangular cross-section and a pyramidal top, usually made of gold. It was set up in ancient Egypt as a monument or landmark. Arabs referred to it as a masalla, which means needle.
Yes. And the other option is the djed.
The djed is an ancient Egyptian symbol for stability, which features prominently in Egyptian art and architecture throughout the country's history. The djed is often overlooked in Egyptian art, and especially in architecture.
It sounds likely that it could be the djed that was used as the pillar in the crane. Well, it does symbolize stability. That's what is needed here. Maybe they used both options. The Egyptians valued and treasured their cranes very much, which they believed to have been given by their gods. They therefore kept their cranes after a construction project was completed. They have, of course, removed the crossbar and perhaps decorated them. Afterwards, they were used either as decoration or built into the construction itself. That is why I see simple cranes everywhere where there are pillars and obelisks. So it is possible that they are the ones that archaeologists overlook when they cannot find evidence of the Egyptians' lifting methods. We don't see it, even though it's right in front of us. Once you are open to the idea, you look at ancient buildings in a completely new light. You can see the possibility that this type of crane may have been used in many places. Now Khufu's crane is finished. The most simple crane you can make, and yet so smart that it can turn. I've actually made a small model of the crane, and it turns just fine. These are the main features and principles of how Khufu built the Great Pyramid. With such a crane on each step in the step pyramid, would Khufu be able to build the pyramid faster than we have so far thought possible? I will spare you the many details now, but will return with more videos. But remember, you are my sponsor. You are awesome. Especially if you hit the subscribe button and sign up for notifications. Thank you for this time, and I hope to see you again.